The pursuit of career-defining opportunities and opponents is a mission to establish one's place in the hierarchy of boxing. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade are fearless, undefeated former champions. While both have been cast as boogeymen with high risk to potential opponents, they hope to find what they seek by opposing each other in the ring. The Mexican Monster has been a dominating force in the super middleweight division for 6 years.
David Benavidez!
Since blossoming from a 20-year-old champion to a fighter ready to fulfill all his potential, Benavidez believes he should be recognized as the best at 168 pounds.
3-time world champion, 168 division. I'll put my belts against anybody. And I guarantee you, I'll knock everybody out. I'm not scared of nobody.
After winning titles at 154 and 160, Boo Boo Andrade plans to conquer his third weight class. The path to that goal is through Benavidez.
The only way I can say I'm the best is by fighting the best. It's me again, baby! It's me again!
Tonight, it's a battle of undefeated fighters.
Enough is enough. People can't run no more.
Who are ready to take a risk.
Take him out, and whoever comes next.
For big reward.
It's a big fight with a big fight atmosphere. It is beautiful. It is brutal. It is boxing at its best. What a fight!
Welcome to Las Vegas on this Thanksgiving weekend. Traditionally, this holiday delivers major sporting events, the NFL, college football rivalries, plus holiday basketball tournaments. But tonight, we turn our attention to big-time boxing. From the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino, we've got a 4-fight card, and it's presented by Premier Boxing Champions. Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. I'm Brian Custer. Well, tonight will be our final Showtime pay-per-view event. And perhaps fittingly, we're back here in Las Vegas, where Showtime aired its first ever boxing broadcast in 1986. You know, back then it was middleweights. The world champion, marvelous Marvin Hagler, defending against John the Beast Mugabe. Well, tonight's main event features two of the super middleweight division's elite. David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. Both men are unbeaten. Both are former 2-time world champions, and both are fighting for position to challenge for Canelo Alvarez's undisputed 168-pound crown. And with that, let me bring in the guys who will be ringside. They'll be calling all the action here tonight. That's the voice of Showtime Boxing, Mauro Ranallo. That's the Boxing Hall of Famer himself, Al Bernstein, and the former 3-division world champion, Abner Mares. Mo, I'll start with you because, you know, in this main event, we've got two fighters here who both former champions and really looking to shape their own destinies by fighting what they consider the best available opposition.
Yeah, BC, and in this case, the best available opposition also happens to be the best opposition either has faced. Benavidez and Andrade have been two of boxing's most avoided fighters, but it ends tonight. Somebody, Zoe, has got to go, and it's only fitting that Showtime pay-per-view goes out in style with a superlative clash of styles in tonight's main event.
And let's just hope that clash of styles produce, as one wise man once said, fistic fireworks.
Oh, I like the sound of that, BC. I've heard that somewhere before.
Exactly. Al, look, it was just 6 years ago. Benavidez was just a 20-year-old, the youngest super middleweight champion in history. How do you think he's grown since then?
With early success comes responsibilities, and he wasn't able to handle those responsibilities as well as he would like. Lost his first championship because he tested positive for cocaine, won the championship back, but then lost that by not making weight for a championship fight. Those were the pitfalls. But then, he stabilized his life. He became a father. He got his home life in order, and I think got himself in the right mental space. And he is now fighting, I think, as well as he's ever fought. But here's the point. Even with all that happening, all through that, the through line is the fact that he kept giving boxing fans one dazzling offensive display after another, and that's why they like him.
He's such a personable young man, and I think that's why, as you talked about those dazzling performances, why he's endeared himself to the fans. They love the way Benavidez fights. All right, Abner, let's talk about the guy he's facing in Boo Boo Andrade, because his fighting style is, let's just say, unique, to say the least. But look, it works for him. This is a man who's been a world champion at 154, a world champion at 160, and now wants to do the same at 168.
Yes, an opportunity he's been waiting for quite some time. He's been knocking on doors, asking for this opportunity, and he has been one of the most avoided fighters out there. And the reason for that is, like you mentioned, he's got a unique style, softball, herky-jerky, hard to hit, and on top of that, he can hit also. So I would avoid him also. But again, he's got the opportunity. The only flaws I see in him is that he tends to tire out in the second half of the fight, but he says that won't happen in this fight because he's got a secret weapon, and that is sports science guru Victor Conte, who he brought in, did a training camp for 7 weeks in a training facility in the Bay Area where they have high-tech machines, a machine where they will test his power, his speed. In the morning, they'll test his blood for check his blood levels, oxygen, also heart rate. I mean, stuff that you only see in movies. I remember the movie Rocky against when he fought against Drago, exactly, something like that. So, I mean, he is well prepared for this. He would not get tired. Biggest fight of his career, and definitely a do-or-die type of fight.
This is a guy who was extremely talented, who has been screaming for a big fight, a showcase fight, and he finally has it in David Benavidez. Let's see what happens.
Only took 15 years.
Only took just 15. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the main event. I'll let you guys get ready to call all the action. In the meantime, let's take a look at tonight's complete fight card. It is presented by Premier Boxing Champions. The main event, the undefeated former two-time super middleweight champion David Benavidez takes on the former two-division champion Demetrius Andrade. The co-feature, you have the undefeated Jermall Charlo. He's back from a 2.5-year layoff to fight the middleweight contender Jose Benavidez Jr. And we've got IBF Junior Welterweight Champion Subriel Matias. He makes his first title defense. He faces the unbeaten southpaw Shojahan Ergashev. And we'll open with another world title fight as WBA Super Featherweight Champion Héctor Garcia. He battles the #1 contender, the Reaper, Lamont Roach Jr. Listen, we're just getting started on this big night of boxing. Our first fight is coming up right after this. Benavidez versus Andrade is presented by Showtime Pay-Per-View and Premier Boxing Champion. And brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Just getting underway here in Las Vegas. Now, before we get to our first fight, let's check out the DraftKings Tale of the Bet. And for that, we bring in our Steve Farhood, who really carries a couple of hats for us. He's a boxing historian. He's also a resident gambling expert as well. Hello, Steve.
Brian Custer, how you doing? Hello to everybody and happy holiday. We take a look at the price for the main event. Benavidez, about a 4-1 favorite for three reasons. Firstly, he's a naturally bigger fighter. Secondly, he's easily the best fighter Andrade has ever faced. And thirdly, he's very, very good. If you like Andrade at plus 290, it's because he's a former two-division champ, and he hasn't lost a fight in 15 years. And there's an old saying in boxing, you can never be sure just how good an unbeaten fighter really is. Now we switch over to the first fight of the night, Garcia and Roach. And you see that Garcia about a 3-1 favorite with Roach plus about 2-1. Garcia coming off a loss to Tank Davis, yes, but that was at a higher weight. And Roach is a well-schooled boxer who has an excellent chin, so if he can frustrate Garcia, he'll have a good chance to score a minor upset, Brian Custer.
Listen, throughout the night, we're going to check in with Steve for his scorecards and review the odds before every fight. Okay, folks, it's time to get this night started. So, with that, here's my main man, Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah, BC. The party of pain gets started. Our first of two world championship fights. Héctor Garcia makes the first defense of the 130-pound belt. He defeated Roger Gutierrez to win, and he defends against Lamont Roach Jr., who's won 4 in a row since his first title shot at Jamel Herring the last time he faced a lefty as well, and that was a failed attempt at becoming champion. But Roach, who was trained by his father, said he took so much from that Herring fight. He said he learned he has to get off to a much more aggressive start. He has to let his hands go sooner. So here in his second title shot, he hopes to make that happen. And oh yeah, by the way, new nickname, the Reaper. I think he's joined by the Reaper in his corner. Meanwhile, the champion, Héctor Garcia, yeah, he went up in weight and made a lot of weight in cash, taking on one of the biggest stars in the sport in Gervonta Davis, but he's back where he feels he will be at his best at 130 pounds. The other champions in this weight class, Joe Cordina, Oshaki Foster, and Emmanuel Navarrete. But for Héctor Garcia, finally gets to defend his 130-pound strap for the first time.
As we look at the numbers in the tail of the tape, very similar dimensions for these two fighters, but the weight, which Mauro alluded to, is a key for Garcia because he's back down where he's more comfortable. And he had really not been at 130 for that long before he had a world title fight. He had moved up at that point. So definitely back at a more comfortable weight for himself.
And here are the rules for our fights tonight. In Nevada, only the referee can stop the contest. All right, it is time to get the official introductions from our Hall of Fame ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you indeed, and we welcome you to the Michelob Ultra Arena here at the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. As Premier Boxing Champions presents a big night of action coming your way, brought to you by TGB Promotions, Samson Boxing, and Showtime Pay-Per-View, and sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. And we extend a special welcome to the brave men and women serving around the world and joining us tonight on AFN, the American Forces Network. Well, fans, our opening attraction is a world title bout sanctioned by the WBA. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. Supervisor is Julio Time. Introducing our three judges scoring from ringside. From Nevada, Tim Cheatham. From New York, Max DeLuca. And from Nevada, Robert Hoyle. Introducing our third man of the ring, the referee in charge of this bout, we have Tony Weeks. All right, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Super Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing camouflage trunks with white trim, fighting out of and representing our nation's capital of Washington, D.C. He weighed in at 129 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 23 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 9 wins, coming by way of knockout. Tonight in his Showtime debut and his second attempt at a world title, please welcome the WBA #1 world-ranked super featherweight contender, introducing Lamont Roach Jr. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, the defending world champion, wearing white trunks with red and blue trim. Hailing from and proudly representing his home of San Juan de la Maguana in the Dominican Republic. He weighed in the same as his opponent, 129 1/2 pounds. His record stands at 16 wins, 1 loss, 3 no contests, with 10 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the second defense of his title, ladies and gentlemen, here is the reigning and defending WBA Super Featherweight Champion of the World, introducing Héctor Luis El Androide Garcia. Once again, a referee in charge, now to give instructions, Tony Weeks.
Okay, gentlemen, caballeros, you already received your instruction. Usted recibió instrucciones. Right here is good, aquí está bien. Right here is good, aquí está bien. I want a good, clean fight. You cannot play limpia. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. Escúchame, cuídate, listo, ready, let's go.
Tony Weeks, third man in the ring as referee with 29 years of professional experience, working his 872nd professional fight. The maiden voyage for Héctor Garcia as 130-pound belt holder. He takes on Lamont Roach Jr., who looks to become a champion in his second crack at the title.
And that's exactly how you want to start off the fight as Roach. You want to dictate the pace. You want to throw the jab, keep Garcia on his back foot, and so far he's starting off good.
Meanwhile, conventional wisdom has Garcia needing to be the aggressor from the opening bell if he's to have success in this title defense. And we saw him, obviously, Al, against Gervonta Davis, moving up in weight against one of the world's best. Offense wasn't as active as it was in his breakthrough performance against Chris Colbert, and he told us that he would get back to fighting a similar style like he did against Colbert and in his victory over Gutierrez to win the title.
Yeah, he's kind of trying to reverse about 12 rounds of boxing that didn't go as well for him as the ones that preceded it. Beat Colbert, fought 8 really good rounds against Gutierrez. The last 4 rounds in that fight were a little tricky, a little dangerous, and of course it didn't go well against Davis. So he wants to just right the ship in this fight, as you point out.
Yeah, and I think the fight against Davis, he respected his power too much. He was on his back foot trying to counterpunch. But again, what works for Garcia is the pressure, volume punching, looping overhands, and so far he's not doing that. Good approach from Roach in this first round.
Roach on his front foot, putting together the jab that was blocked by Garcia. But Garcia on his back foot, moving towards the ropes, and under 90 seconds left here in a very much getting to know you round, a tactical start in this title fight. Good right hand to the breadbasket by Roach.
Roach, though, as you said, coming forward, he said, I want to get out of the gate quicker. Against Jamal Herring in his other title match, he was slow going, did better in the last part of the fight.
Under a minute left here in the first. Sorry, Abner.
Yeah, no, even in this round, even though he's not throwing as much, Roach, he's throwing the right punches. I mean, he's putting the pressure that he needs to, as he's doing right there. The jab is there. Not enough from Garcia. Again, stealing the round, Roach is.
Neither fighter having an offensive outburst here in the opening round. Roach 5 of 18. Garcia just 2 for 14 as we come up on the final 30 seconds. So much for that aggressive start. And there's another solid right hand to the body. Roach committed to going to the body. In fact, 30% of his landed punches are body shots, only 15% for Garcia.
And he scored several knockdowns in recent fights with body punches.
Don't hold him, don't hold him. Stop, 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 stop. Let me go.
for Garcia. Rather quiet opening 3 minutes of action.
Take a look at what these men need to do to win this fight, the keys to victory. Interestingly, Garcia wants to push forward and put Roach on the ropes, but he was the one going backward. Combinations are important for him. When he's at his best, Garcia can throw really good combinations. And the straight left hand, vital for him. It's one of his big knockout punches, and he'll need that tonight. As for Roach, back him up. Guess what? He did that in round 1. More volume. He didn't get to that because he only averages 11 punches less than the division average per round. So he wants more. And the right hand. He has scored a lot of his knockdowns with the right. Though ironically, he told us he wants to use the left hook a lot tonight too.
Let's go. Round number 2, Roach was voted USA Boxing's most outstanding boxer at the 2013 National Golden Gloves Championship. In fact, he faced Garcia's last opponent, Gervonta Davis, twice in the amateurs, lost those fights, but he is well schooled, and there took that left hand off the glove and the arm from Garcia.
Yeah, Roach blocked that really good. You know, as a right-hander, you want to throw that right hand if you're Roach, especially against a left-hander. But he started off really good. He started off throwing a lot of punches. Again, now he's going back to just 1, 2 shots at a time. You want to pressure if you're Roach. Oh, beautiful.
Garcia's trainer, Bob Santos, said something interesting when it comes to Garcia. He said he has an interesting style. One round he's looking completely robotic. The next round he's looking really smooth. It's hard to put my thumb on it. And we saw some of that robotic performance against Tank Davis. And dare I say, maybe seeing some of it here early tonight.
Yes, definitely seeing the robotic side from Garcia. Just throwing one shot at a time, waiting too long. And again, good approach from Roach. Beautiful overhand right a few times ago.
Right hand, and we've seen Roach in the tape when he broke down and went for the left hook. He can slap his punches sometimes.
Yeah, that was kind of a slap right there from Roach, that left hand. But again, it got in, it made contact, so good for him. But again, the right hand has been venom for Garcia.
You know, Roach is, of course, we said he fought a herring. In 2018, he fought 3 lefties that year. All of his fights were against lefties. He feels his style works against left-handers.
Garcia curled the lead right hook around the guard of Roach, but trying to parry the jab. There again, launches and lands, so he tested the waters, found that it was to his liking, and then landed the lead right hook upstairs.
And Garcia, you know, the left hand is a big knockout punch for him. When he's at his best, as he was against Colbert, we saw a lot of right hooks to both the body and the head.
There's a straight right down the pipe, splits the guard of the champion.
Again, I see Garcia, he's trying to, it seems like he wants to counter-punch Roach, but again, Roach is really smart. He knows that, that's what he's looking for.
When it comes to rounds, the second verse, and you'll appreciate this, Al, as a singer, the second verse same as the first, according to our stats.
That's exactly right, yeah.
Nice counter, perfectly timed counter left by the champion Garcia.
Well, we talked about this, and he's landed some good ones already. The right hand of Roach, beauty. He's not a monstrous knockout puncher, no, but he scores with that punch. And Garcia, he's going to come with the counter right hook, a nice check right hook, even though Roach was able to sneak one in as well. And right at the end of the round, Garcia with that a good counter punch that, well, he kind of pushed him back. It didn't land as perfectly as we thought when it happened, but still a good counter.
Okay. Okay, don't force the issue. Just wait for your opportunity. We're doing well. We're doing well. Take a nice deep breath. Incredible, incredible. Everything's going good. I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Very good.
This is round number 3. Garcia comes out with a combination. They clinch and try to break free with punches, and referee Weeks intervenes. Now some heavy leather being thrown by the champion.
Garcia, you know, he landed those 2 shots there. Again, when he's aggressive, when he sits on his punches, he's really dangerous.
And he allowed Roach to back him up both of those first 2 rounds. He is boxing more, but I think he's trying to stand his ground a little more in this round.
And with Garcia, we're talking about a fight who rose from 126 to 130 in July of 2021. And he told us that, yeah, he's most comfortable at 130. Doesn't say never again to 135, but it proved to be a bridge too far, especially against a guy like Gervonta Tank Davis. But Roach utilizing some head movement there. Reason he's been on the sideline so long is because, well, his last fight gave him the mandatory shot at a title. He said, I'll wait. Garcia can go and challenge Davis, but I want my title shot, and he's getting it here tonight.
Yeah, and that turned out to be a good strategic move. And his father, Lamont, his trainer, said, listen, my son is in the gym all the time. So no, he hasn't had a professional fight, but he's been working very hard. And, you know, it's not surprising that the aggression from Roach has been kind of smart, because he is a high IQ boxer. That's what he does. More often than not, he might be the guy moving backwards in boxing.
He has a high IQ, period.
Yes.
Studied mechanical engineering for a year at the University of Maryland, goes to the body with the right hand, counter right hook upstairs by Garcia.
Yeah, he hopes to go back to that and revisit his studies after boxing. But he said, I have a unique opportunity in boxing. I need to get to it now.
And Roach going to the body early.
And he does.
Smart
He's shown
investment, Abner.
Beautiful investment right there from Roach. Beautiful body work. We're seeing it a lot more.
Counter check hook from Garcia.
But those are the counter shots that Garcia is looking for. I mean, yes, the Roach is a smart fighter, but again, Garcia just looking for those openings, the right timing to land that straight left or either the hook.
Final 45 seconds of the 3rd round.
So that's why if you're Roach, you don't want to throw lone punches. You want to throw combinations. You don't want to throw one at a time, because Garcia will make it a lot easier for him to counter.
Garcia's counter striking has been effective. Leads. The southpaw leads with a left to the upper torso. Body combination from Garcia. But punches remain at a premium.
I want to see that overhand right from Roach.
Roach with an aggressive finish to the 3rd round, and the jab from Garcia. Body shot by Garcia. Hey, when you get to sit ringside, the fight capital of the world, you better be excited, Al and Abner. And we have been through these many, many years, and we're just getting started here tonight. And for Garcia, the favorite right now, he is behind in terms of the statistics, although the fight is still very, very close. But Roach, his game plan has appeared to earn him some early dividends.
Definitely has the respect also from Garcia. I mean, he's pushing Garcia back, Roach, and here he is again in the 4th round with the jab. I want to see again, not so much straight punches from Roach, overhands, because Garcia is walking straight back as he is right there. I think the overhand right will definitely land.
And it's interesting in this fight that Roach, perceived, and maybe rightfully so, as not the harder of the puncher of the two, has been able to push Garcia back. And he told us at the fighter meetings, I think I can push him back for most of the fight. Boy, Garcia is so invested in that counter right hook, isn't he? And it's a good idea.
Still in single digits in terms of total punches landed through the first of 3 rounds. Coming into the fight, Roach had been landing about 15 punches around, now going to work on Garcia's body.
And either man, normally, I mean, 45 punches.
Garcia lands similar amount of punches.
He throws 53 around, and Roach throws about 46. So they're not high volume guys, but, you know.
They're low volume tonight.
Tonight they want more than that, yeah. And there we take a look at the total punches, and it's very similar in terms of the amount thrown, and not that big a difference of them landed, according to show stats.
But not the stats, Abner, you would expect from a 130-pound championship fight with a minute left in the fourth.
Definitely not, and definitely not even from Garcia more than anything, or anyone, because, I mean, you got to go back to what got you in this position. What was it? The pressure, the volume. I mean, that's exactly your style. Why? I know you want to show something else, but it's not working for you right now.
Yeah, as Al mentioned in his keys and throughout the fight, he is known as a volume puncher, a guy who puts on the pressure, and yet he's on his back foot, able to counter effectively here tonight.
You think if he would have fought like this against Chris Colbert, he would have won? Definitely not. What got him the win was the pressure, the volume, overwhelming him, but not showing it tonight, Garcia. Roach, again, good approach.
And Roach has something to say about that.
Yeah, he does. And the interesting thing is Roach is kind of a similar boxer to Colbert. He's a boxer-puncher who's, you know, has a, as we said, is a smart boxer. So we'll see.
We are 1/3 of the way through this 130-pound championship fight, Héctor Garcia's first title defense.
Excelente, está bien. Mira, escúchame, todo bien.
Listen to me, everything's okay. It's good. But just keep touching him up, When you get closer, just touching him up.
Mucho más jab.
More jabs, start using more of the jabs.
Solo necesita más jab.
All you need is more jabs and the opportunity when you see for some shots, body shots.
Mira. Mira, pica, más jab, y todo oportunidad al cuerpo, no fuerza el mismo. Jab, centro ring. Guy coming, fifth round, all right?
You gotta break him down, son. Train forward, train forward. Come on, you hear me? Okay.
Round at number 5, Héctor Garcia, the defending 130-pound belt holder in the red with white and blue trim. The challenger in his second title opportunity, Lamont Roach Jr., camouflage with white trim. Lamont Roach's dad said, you have to continue to break him down, son.
You know, we talk about Roach doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but in his fight with Jamel Herring, he was able to stun Herring toward the end of that fight a couple of times with big power punches. So it's not that he brings no power to the dance.
There's a counter left hand upstairs by Roach that momentarily knocked Garcia off balance.
And you know, he mentioned the left hook. When he's used that punch, it's been effective.
Yeah, no, that hook, that's key for him. But you got to follow up with something else. It's not, you can't just throw it by itself.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm liking so far the cleaner punches definitely have been landed by Roach. I like the pressure, the overhand right, the body work. But again, maybe add a little bit more to that, you know, 1-2 at that third piece.
And they want jabs from Garcia, and you know he's just not getting off with his punches.
And he usually works behind a very solid jab,
very
as
much
we've
so.
seen in his career. There's a nice counter right to the body by Roach.
Yeah,
Garcia
right.
has been down once back in December 21 against Southpaw and Isak Avalar. That was a right hook in the opening round. Roach has never been down as a professional.
Or as an amateur.
Or as an amateur. Of course you would take it that much deeper, Hall of Fame. I love it.
I'm simply embroidering what you said.
You're from Chicago. You're used to deep dish stuff. I get it. A minute 15 left in the fifth. And Al, let's take a look at the show stats in terms of headshots landed and body shots. And, well, Roach with the advantage.
Yeah, the advantage in the headshots, which, you know, so far we've kind of seen. Then you look at the body punches. We mentioned Roach normally, he's got a little bit of an edge. He normally ends 30% of his landed punches are body punches. So clearly he's landing a fair share to the body.
Clean combination counter by Garcia. Abner, the counter striking has been there for the champion, but that's about it. He's on his back foot, and he is nowhere near the pressure champion usually is, although the digs away with that left uppercut, but he has to get his offense on track.
I think this last, 20 seconds, Garcia has been doing, you know, not enough, but the right thing, which is counter maybe one punch, two punches at each other, especially that body shot right there. I mean, that's definitely gonna play dividend, you know, towards the later of the rounds. But again, you want more volume from Garcia, but definitely getting the best of Roach in the last 40 seconds, minute.
And for the first time, Garcia fighting off his front foot, going after Roach.
Benavidez gives it to him tonight. The main event, the ultimate clash of styles, cannot wait as we begin round number 6 of this 130-pound title tilt. Suddenly become a Muay Thai fighter.
It did look kind of like a Muay Thai fighter, didn't it?
Trying to use a feint there, Garcia, by moving his foot.
Yeah, that's an interesting feint for boxing, not Muay Thai. You know, Roach has thrown only about 10 more jabs than Garcia, but according to Showtime, he's landed 3 times as many. And there you are. There's the jab situation, and you know, that's beneficial for him. And he's fighting a lefty where you don't always land as many jabs.
And it appears, judging from the early body of work, both of their hooks could become paramount.
Yeah, I agree. The check left hook from Garcia, and the one that
right hook from southpaw.
The right hook, and the left hook from Roach that he keeps winging out there, hoping to land a really good one.
Yeah, he's throwing a really good jab, Roach, as a hook and as a jab, pushing him back. And like even you said, it's hard to land against a southpaw that jab, but he uses it as a reach. Yeah, it's timing. Like he will miss that jab, but he knows he at the right range.
And now Garcia picking up the aggression, going to the body with the left hand and fighting off his front footman, now backing up again. Maybe looking to set a trap. Oh, stiff jab from Roach.
Good jab and good movement right there from Roach. They didn't give Garcia anything.
These rounds, you know, these are fairly close rounds. And even though we generally think Roach is kind of controlling things better, there's not a giant chasm between these two fighters.
A lot of the eye-catching shots have been the counter punches from Garcia.
Right, so that could be having an impact depending on how judges are seeing it. You know, you never know.
Yeah, especially that time, every time that Roach throws that right hand, Garcia times it and he throws the body. There it is on cue. The right hand to the body. As an uppercut and as a straight right hand. I'm sorry, left as a southpaw.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, Roach feinting a little bit more, which is a good idea as well as he comes in. Well, did you honestly think that this whole fight would be fought with Garcia on his back foot?
Not for the first half of a 12-round championship fight. The line I wrote down was Garcia's going to be aggressive from the start. That's what he said.
Yeah, he did say that. And I wrote, the keys I wrote were about that, right?
Well, despite what we may be saying about Hector Garcia, you know who is firmly in his corner here tonight? That would be his familia, the champion from the Dominican Republic. And there is Garcia's family in attendance. And that's his wife, Catherine, daughter, Haley, and brother, Orioles. And so the family here supporting him in his first title defense. Let's listen into his corner.
Hey, no solo un jab.
Not only one jab.
Bing.
Keep working it.
Mira, no te prete, no force vible, todo oportunidad.
Do not force it.
Pero mira, no solo uno.
Not only one. Combinations.
Boom, pa, boom, pa. Okay. Boom, boom. Un, dos, men.
Garcia, with trying the straight left hand, it doesn't get good defense by Lamont Roach Jr. And you know that shows you he's a very well-rounded boxer. And later on, that left gets in a little bit for Garcia, like kind of disjointed action, and we've seen some of that here tonight. The irony is, for all we're saying about Garcia, he's actually thrown more punches by a little bit, maybe 20 punches, than Roach has in this fight.
Yeah, especially in these last 2 rounds, Garcia has been timing Roach really good to the body.
Yeah, this fight is could be a very fairly close fight here.
We're going to find out very soon from our Hall of Fame unofficial scorer, because this is round 7. We begin the second half of this championship fight. And speak of the devil, Mr. Farhood, how do you have it after 6, my friend?
Very, very interesting fight to score. You really have to pay strict attention because there are not a lot of eye-catching punches. 2 of the first 3 rounds, Mo, I thought could have gone either way. I have Lamont Roach up 58-56, 4 rounds to 2, but it would not surprise me if the judges could be scoring this any which way.
That's the thing about these low-volume fights where there's a lot of nuances to what's happening. It gets tricky round by round. Now, there's Roach, you pointed out for him to use a double and triple jab, and he did it there.
And he's landed some really straight right hands, really good straight right hands.
He got away from that for a couple rounds, didn't he? A little bit, and then he's getting back to it now.
Getting back to the jab and back to the right hand.
Trying to build some rhythm now, but still backing up. Back foot trying to set up a counter. There's that check hook. Hands are low.
I actually see the rhythm from Roach right now. He got into a groove right now.
Well, there's the rhythm of the night from Garcia. A little shoe shine. Nice jab from Garcia. Definitely having better moments here to begin the second half of the championship fight. But Roach comes forward, sticks the jab, gets countered to the body. A minute left in the 7th.
One thing we can say for sure is Roach, coming in off the longest layoff of his career, has not looked stale, even though, as we pointed out, it's not wildly offensive. He's looked sharp and in spots, so is Garcia.
Yeah, that's something really good to mention.
From Roach.
16 months out for Roach, so yeah, he hasn't shown really. Nice, you want a double jab if you're Roach there. He missed that jab. Walking with double. 1, 2, you be in the perfect reach for the right hand.
Lead left lands for Garcia, but still very limited offense as we go to round number 8. When it comes to limited offense, it behooves the boxer in Lamont Roach Jr. in that way at times. You can take away the aggression of Garcia.
He's standing too tall right there while you're out there waiting. Right? You got to catch, you got to come back. You let him try to pop shot. Right? He's trying to steal rounds. That's all he's trying to do. You got it? Just work rating that high.
So Garcia, in the last round, a couple of good moments for him. Ripping downstairs to the body and then coming with the left, even though it didn't land perfectly, but adding the jab for good measure. So that was actually not the perfect combination, but a combination punching anyway. And there, he's putting his punches together a little bit and pushing Roach back. This we saw in huge volume against Chris Colbert and at times against Gutierrez, but not so much tonight.
32-year-old Hector Garcia just got clipped with that left hook from Roach. Garcia started late as a pro, didn't turn pro until 25. Roach, he is 28 years of age in his physical prime. Trying to establish the jab, goes to the body with the straight right hand.
Yeah, either side, I think you can't overthink your offense from either side. You got to let your hands go a little bit more. Again, from both sides, Garcia, he's so effective when he does, and Roach as well. So
yeah, they're both well below their averages in terms of punches thrown per round.
And as they move forward, you see that Roach with a lot of experience going a longer distance.
Explosive offense from Roach, lands a left hook again upstairs, but only 9 knockouts out of his 23 wins, not known for his pop.
And perhaps not looking for the knockout, but those are eye-catching type of punches. Even though some of them didn't land clean, but again, that will get you to win the round.
When you're fighting for a title, I would hope you're always looking for a knockout, brother.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the knockout power.
I understand. muted offense, to say the least.
Yeah, I think both men, stylistically, they just kind of hit a roadblock a little bit with each other. And part of it is the lack of activity, and some of it's just they're just not able to get off with their punches as much as they would like. And we've seen Garcia live and tons of tape of Roach where that's not the case. So it isn't the norm really for them.
Well, this is the kind of fight that Garcia fought against, Tank Davis, and it cost him.
Yeah, exactly. And it was expected that he would return to the form that he did against Gutierrez and Colbert at 130. We haven't seen that yet.
And let's not forget, when he fought Tank Davis, he said he can see well after the stoppage. So we don't know if his eye is good or if his vision's not the best anymore.
Roach also told us out that he saw Tank Davis take the fight out of Garcia. He was going to do the same thing. He told us, hey, don't be surprised if it happens quick. Well, here we are in round 8, but he is chipping away at Garcia.
Yeah, I think he felt that he could push him back, which he has done, but is it enough power? Now, this is a round where it's a close round.
Yep.
And Garcia's thrown 9 more punches for what it's worth. According to show stats, he's landed a couple more, but it's very close. So this is in keeping with some of these rounds that are going to be difficult for the judges to figure out.
No ebb and flow to this opening contest. Now Roach has Garcia cornered. Garcia doing a good job of evading him, showboating. Finally, a little bit of energy there to close out the round. And that brings this crowd to life.
I need more punches, touch him up more.
Ángulo y vuelta y más golpe.
More punches.
In the cuerpo.
In the body, you got to work the body. Everything's going well, but you just keep touching it up.
Boom.
And work the body.
Duro en el cuerpo.
Very hard in the body.
Ángulo y vuelta. Pero más jab. Centro.
Well, a clash of heads, of course, with lefties and righties, this happens so often because of the way they approach each other. And then for Roach, he got the worst of it, but no cut emerged from that, which is very good. And Roach showing Garcia what he thought of that.
Neither fighter has been cut in their professional careers. As we begin round number 9, the first title defense for Héctor Garcia as a 130-pound belt holder. And for Lamont Roach Jr., he's won 4 in a row since the last time he vied for a title at 130. Also the last time he faced a southpaw in losing to Jamel Herring. He was outpointed that night.
And that's actually pretty amazing. Neither man has been cut in their whole career. Right. They've been very active and in some really interesting fights.
And remember, at the start of the fight, we mentioned that Roach had said the big takeaway from the Herring fight, he had to start faster, throw more.
Yeah, he started, his posture was better.
It was.
It's just a question of not throwing so many punches.
How did you like that analysis?
Yeah, it's very well. Is that, for us laymen's, what does that mean? For those of us that are not boxing experts.
Nice. Right, there's a good right hand from Roach.
And I like how he closed the round also, Roach. He threw a nice flurry of punches, and it was the overhand right that landed also for Roach. So you want to keep doing that. Because again, Garcia keeps going straight back, linear. There it is again. You throw more than two.
Move his head
no, you throw more than 2 punches. The third one is going to land.
And even though those jabs are not getting in, Roach is trying to set the table with those punches.
We have reached the midpoint of the 9th round. The defending champion has thrown 12 punches.
Yeah, it's a low volume fight. There's no question about that, and he's not been able to get his offense on track the way he would like. And with all that said, he's in the midst of a very close fight.
A nice block there from Roach, but sometimes you want to catch and shoot, counter punch.
Final 60 seconds of the 9th.
Garcia, it's interesting when he does double up on the jab, like we saw a moment ago, that opened up possibilities for him, and not everything landed there, but it helped him, figure out a way to attack Roach.
Yeah, he keeps him thinking, no doubt. I mean, every time that, Garcia throws, you have Roach block, puts his hands up. But
there was the best left hook of the fight from Lamont Roach Jr. He talked to us about how anxious he was to land that punch. That was the best one he's landed in this match.
Nice left hook.
In the spirit of Mighty Mouse, I would like to say, here they come to save the day.
It's a tactical affair.
It is.
And both these fighters trying to figure out what's going to work. They have not had an offensive explosion here. We thought they would be more active, but they're got to figure out right now for both men. The story of this is they don't know how it's being scored. They have to figure out a way in these last 3 rounds to put enough offense together to cement a couple rounds. Steve Farhood has Roach ahead by 3 points. That could very well be what the judges are thinking, or it may not. So, both of the men have to try and put the pedal down a little bit in this fight.
The word I'm looking at defining is urgency, Abner.
Yeah, urgency. I think a lot more from Garcia. Roach is trying. He's attempting. You can see it at moments. He'll throw a flurry here or there, and he'll land punches. But Garcia, we have not seen anything from Garcia. Counter punch to the body, that's about it. Again, there it is. Roach trying, attempting to land the perfect time.
Counter left hook, Al, that Roach is looking to land.
Yeah, he wants it. I mean, and the last round he landed a good one, but it's been hard.
Beautiful right uppercut by Roach.
Nice. He has him thinking now. You see a little bit of feints there from Roach.
Yeah, when he has fainted on the way in, it's sometimes produced some offense for him.
Yeah, because you sense.
There's a left hook again from Roach. 1.5 minutes left in the 10th.
The numbers, in terms of numbers of punches landed to the head, clearly a pretty big edge for Roach according to show stats.
There's a left hand from Garcia,
who switches to lefty, interestingly. Why? I mean, not switches, but he kind of changes stance back and forth a little bit.
And action beginning to heat up here with just over 1 minute left in the 10th. 1 minute away from the championship rounds, and Roach and Garcia beginning to pick up the pace.
And Roach switched to lefty. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, he did switch it because he noticed that he landed at overhand left. Again.
Yeah, you talked about urgency. Both men, it seems, wanting to try and make something offensive happen here, and they've had some good exchanges.
They've got 6.5 minutes left.
Nice. And I kept calling for those shots for Roach. The overhand right, the overhand left. The looping shots for him have been working. Not so much as straight punches.
Lamont Roach Jr. is third fight scheduled for 12 rounds. Both of the previous 2 went the distance for Héctor Garcia. Here in his first title defense, we are headed to the championship rounds. Very much still in play, the outcome of this fight.
Take it to ground. All right, those are good ones, okay? Don't stay that long when we slip, okay? You're going to be flipping in spurts, okay? The overhand right there to get back until you're working the same. See, it's open, it's there. It's going to be there again, okay? Give me that round, 2 rounds.
Well, if there were some showcase moments in that last round for Roach, it came with some left hooks that we talked about him throwing. Here he's going to crank one up and gets in there. Didn't pronate that punch as well as he would like, but it still got in there and scored. Then later in the round, fighting from the lefty stance, throws the straight left hand. You know what is intriguing? He had a little bit of success as a lefty there, and he only did it in that small burst. And I haven't really seen Lamont Roach be a lefty that much in fights, so interesting.
You gotta love that about him. It worked. He kept going with it, and it kept working. But again, being professional, going back to his stance.
Championship rounds have begun. Round at number 11, Roach with the jab to the body. Garcia pairing the jab to Trying to get Roach to bite, to go to the body with the left.
Yeah, you see it, Mo. Definitely, that's exactly what he's wanting for Roach to do. Come in, and Garcia's going to catch him with this body shot straight. But again, he's waiting too long.
And Garcia that we saw against Colbert, who's very much a boxer, right? I mean, Chris Colbert's a back foot boxer, clever, very, he's got all kinds of good schooling. He was the aggressor who said, I'm going to walk to this guy and I am going to try and pin him against the ropes, land body shots, land head shots. He did it.
It was a dynamic display by Garcia.
He did it, and tonight he just doesn't have that mindset.
Oh, there's a counter right hand that landed by Roach. Flashes the jab. Roach sitting down on the 1-2.
And just as Garcia was trying to be aggressive, great timing right there from Roach.
Yep. Roach looking to make the most out of this, his second opportunity at becoming a champion. A family affair for the Roaches. Midway point of the penultimate round.
That was a great left hook by Roach. And it demonstrates,
he buckled the knees of Garcia with the right. Roach going in. Left hook, right hand. Garcia trying to fight back. Roach looking to try to close the show. Uppercut lands. He is scoring shots on the defending champion. And with just over a minute left in the 11th, the fistic firefight has broken out here in the fight capital of the world. Lamont Roach looking to close the show. Garcia weathering the storm.
And the impressive thing about that is that the selection of punches and those uppercuts that he landed, now he switches to lefty to further this attack.
And now Garcia, after looking to get back, utilized the jab uppercuts, trying to stave off the onslaught of Roach.
He's trying to get that jab going, trying to push Roach back, trying to get him off him, but Roach, he saw those punches landed really nice. I like the aggression from Roach. The body work, like Al mentioned, just a barrage of punches from different angles.
Roach, 9 knockouts, none past round 6. Hurt the champion here in the 11th. 15 seconds left. And Garcia backing up to the ropes, trying to set the trap, but gets hit with the right. Great round for the challenger, Lamont Roach Jr.
That's the last round coming up. All you need to do now is just keep working the body. Just keep touching them up. Last round.
Well, by far the best round of the fight for either of these two fighters. Lamont Roach hurt Garcia with that right hand. Nice overhand right that knocked him off balance. What was impressive wasn't that he hurt him with that right hand so much as the way he followed up.
Yeah.
He landed a lot of punches, including uppercuts, and there's another right. He was pretty good about the way he followed that up, and here's a second look at it.
Beautiful timed right hand from him, and like you said, the way he closed, overhand, doubled overhand, the uppercut. We're not going to see that, but he had a beautiful uppercut that he landed.
12th and final round. Garcia comes out chucking leather. Through 11 rounds, the challenger has relegated the defending champion to landing single digits in each round.
And Roach landed, according to shows, has 23 punches in that last round, by far the most that anybody has landed. And here's the power punches. 21 power punches landed by Roach at a 62% clip. That's pretty good. And that speaks to how, when he had Garcia in trouble, he was landing those. And the power punches, anything.
It had to be those 21 that he threw.
How did you describe 62%?
Very good.
Oh, I thought you said pretty good, because, it is very good. Yeah, well. Just kidding. Here we go, just over 2 minutes left.
I can be facetious.
Well, Lamont Roach Jr. continues to put the pressure on the defending champion. Garcia, who has 10 knockout victories out of his 16, just like the challenger, no knockouts past the 6th round. He's, according to all, our unofficial score and our viewpoint, he may need a knockout right now.
Yeah,
and he's looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's come out throwing actual power punches here, trying to. And he's landing.
Second left hand that lands and rattles.
Roach is talking to him. trying to further around.
The left hook knocks down the champion. The lead left hook levels Garcia in the 12th and final round. Final pay-per-view, I'll toot the horn. Someone said the hook would become paramount in this fight. Left hook just dropped Garcia for the second time in his career. And Lamont Roach Jr., 60 seconds away from perhaps becoming a champion from where I said he has done more than enough.
And getting a 10-8 round here in the 12th round, if it stays that way, assuming Garcia doesn't do anything dramatic, would certainly go a long way toward getting him this win.
And you got to love how Roach did that. I mean, before that, he got hit. And a professional, really a guy that knows and is thinking in there. He took his time. He said, all right, you got me. It's my turn. He waited for the right time and landed that left hook. Beautiful time for Roach.
Lamont Roach Jr. looking for his 5th consecutive win since his first title fight against Jamel Herring. He fell short that night, said he was going to be more aggressive here in his second crack. He has definitely been aggressive. He's knocked down the defending champion, and that left hook perhaps has helped close the book on Garcia's title reign.
In his previous attempt at a title in the later rounds, Lamont Roach, that man showed power against Jamel Herring. Couldn't get him down, but he stunned him several times. Tonight he flashes that power late in the fight against Garcia. Will it be enough to get him a championship? And we'll revisit that power outburst that happened in the last round. He told us, I'm going to use the left hook. That punch actually kind of landed behind the head, but it wasn't thrown with that intent, but it was half, there and half not. But it started kind of in the right spot, and then it pushed behind the head.
I think he did even more damage with what happened in the corner.
Right, that's true. And we'll take one more look at it to see where that punch goes. Yeah, it was behind the head, truthfully. Yep. But there was no complaint from Garcia, and it ended up being called a knockdown. And of course, he must have been stunned a little bit because, as Morrow pointed out, he did good work after that.
Yeah, it's the way you approach it after, how you follow it up. And Roach, I mean, just great how he closed this last round, the 11th round. And like you said, cement every single round and get it and make it clear that you want this fight, and Roach did.
Let's take a look at the numbers, and obviously the volume is not going to be super high. The one stat that you're going to look at there is the 42% of all power punches landed by Roach. 42%. That's the power punches are everything other than jabs. So that number was significant for him, and that's important because at the end of the day, it was kind of those power punches that might have made the difference in this decision. And he did throw fewer punches, interestingly, than Garcia. But as we said, that one number may be the difference.
This fight was supposed to be in August, then it was moved to November 4th. Now it lands today, so a lot of time has gone by, but we have the official decision. Jimmy Lennon Jr. will announce who will walk out of the arena, 130-pound belt holder.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards with a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Jim Cheatham scores about 114 to 113 in favor of Lamont Roach. Judge at ringside, Max DeLuca sees it 114 to 113 in favor of Hector Luis Garcia. And judge at ringside, Robert Hoyle sees it at 116 to 111 in favor of the winner by split decision and the new WBA Super Featherweight Champion of the World, Lamont Roach Jr.
Lamont Roach Roach Jr. told us, and I quote, "My life is boxing. My family is a boxing family. I'm a boxing fan." And tonight, Lamont, you can add boxing champion.
What a moment that is. You know, they've gone on this journey together, and at 28 years of age, after one failed attempt, he gets a successful attempt.